Details. Finally, Abu Trica lands in America at 3:34 p.m. EDT. Putting a comma between finally and Abu Trica. Details. Finally, Abu Trica lands in America at 3:34 p.m. EDT. My brother, my sister, Frederick Kumi is his given name. He became a powerful socialite, flaunting money on social media. He came all the way from Swedro. He was known around the length and breadth of that small, beautiful town called Swedro. He came from very humble beginnings into this kind of fame on social media. He had money all over him wherever he went. And on social media, he had money packed around him as if he operated a private bank in his room. This is Frederick Kumi, a.k.a. Abu Trica, the master trickster. Some people say he's a wangster, but he says he's only a gangster. This guy called Abu Trica, could he truly be a trickster? Abu Trica for some time now has been in the news. He is said to have scammed vulnerable American people, the aged, to the tune of about $8 million American dollars. He was behind bars in the custody of the Ghanaian authorities after he was picked up in a plush apartment around the airport area right there in Accra. I remember when we broke the news. This is Abu Trica. He rode in some of the most luxurious cars. He flaunted his wealth. He had a beautiful house sitting right there in Swedro called the Abu Trica Mansion. He was friends to a lot of popular musicians from this country called Ghana. Some of them even shot music videos in his home. Abu Trica made money. Was the money genuine? That was why he was bold enough to flaunt it. Now, a lot of the people in my country, Ghana, and across Africa, when they make illegal money, it is very difficult for them to keep it hidden. They come on social media like rats that have been poisoned and need fresh air, and they flaunt that. That is not to say Abu Trica's money is illegal, but a lot of these illegal money makers, the Sakawa boys, the thieves, this is how they behave. And they never learn. Time after time, they are picked up. They expose themselves to the world. And sometimes I don't know if it is foolishness or sheer foolhardiness. My brother, my sister, Abu Trica had all this, more money than the Swedro branch of the Ghana Commercial Bank sitting on this table in the room. To count this, he needed machine upon machine, counting machines. This is Abu Trica, flaunting his wealth. Then the authorities, in collaboration with the FBI, decided to pick him up. He was picked up when he landed in Accra here from Swedro to chill out. He and his boys were picked up. And then, today, my brother, my sister, Abu Trica, after a long period of legal litigation, has found himself on a plane to America. This is Abu Trica. We have the details. Come here. Now, Abu Trica is on his way out. Abu Trica, he's already out of this country, Ghana. Abu Trica is on his way to America. And he will be arriving in America at the time mentioned, 3:34 p.m. EDT. These are photos of Abu Trica at the time he was picked up at the blind side of his legal team and getting ready to be thrown onto an airplane, Delta, to be flown all the way to America to stand trial for allegations of romance scam and beyond wire fraud. Now, run the dossier and watch this. This is hot. Trica is on a plane. Ghanaian socialite Frederick Kumi, popularly known as Trica, was officially extradited from Ghana to the United States on Thursday morning today. He departed Accra aboard a Delta Airlines flight number DL157 under the custody of U.S. federal authorities, according to the BBC. Now, the extradition marks a significant development in his prolonged legal saga. Hey, now, following the Accra High Court's dismissal of his application to block the extradition on July 2, 2026, authorities proceeded with his transfer. He left Ghana on the morning of July 9, 2026, according to the BBC. And Trica is facing charges in the United States, including conspiracy to commit wire fraud and money laundering. Now, U.S. prosecutors allege he was part of a criminal network that defrauded elderly victims of over $8 million American using AI-generated romance scams. His lawyer, Oliver Barker-Vormawor, raised alarms hours before the flight. He disclosed that Kumi had been taken to the police hospital in Accra and stated the legal team was unable to locate or meet with him before he was flown out. Now, the legal team had earlier expressed their intention to appeal the High Court's ruling to the Supreme Court, though his physical transfer to the United States has now been finalized. These are the details of the flight. Now, according to real-time flight tracking data, Delta Airlines flight DL157 is currently in the air. Trica has eaten twice already on the plane as we speak. 2 times he's been served with food and drink. The first food they brought to him, he said he wasn't hungry, so they took the food away. Then, after some time, he was persuaded to eat. So he has eaten twice already as we speak. In the next hour, he will be landing in America. And here is the latest flight detail. He's right up there in the air. An hour before landing in America, he departed Accra at 9:16 GMT sharp. He is headed for New York JFK Terminal 4. And we already have our cameras there. We know it will be very difficult to have him. They normally would pass him through a certain tunnel, but the cameras are already there. So we will be able to bring you colorful photograph of his arrival in America. He's expected to touch down at 3:34 p.m. EDT, which is 7:34 p.m. in Ghana as we speak right now. In the next hour, my brother, my sister, Trica will be in America. My brother, not the holy powder has been able to save him from being extradited. Not the curses, not the pleas, not even the threats. His mother ran to Ajim Adum Chedria, as every mother would have done, and came out with a powder which she sprinkled all over. And when he arrived home on bail, they sprinkled the same powder on him, hoping that all his sins will be cleared off. Or, if he was innocent, then he will continue to remain innocent, and his innocence will glow and glimmer through the dark. Many cursed him. Many were those who cursed authorities. Many were those who spread propaganda that if Ken is still there, why should Trica go there? Forgetting that Sedina was just released and she's in the country's jailhouse, the premium one, the one at Nsawam. My brother, my sister, is the best maintained prison in the whole of Ghana. I call it the premium prison. Hey, Trica, in a few minutes, will land in America. Trica will face trial. He will stand trial. And remember, we have always broken the news here. Be ready. You were told it's 8 million. The FBI and all the people who are arraigning Abu Trica before trial, they will come up with a fresh figure, which is the real figure. It's more than 8 million American dollars. That is how the FBI operates. They show you the most minimal of their evidence. So when you land, they would open up more and show you beyond all doubt that this is what it is. Abu Trica, in his mind, he knows what he's going through and what he will be going through. And his prayer was that he will never go to America. They have done well. Lawyers have spent his money. Some pretended they were working pro bono, but they milked the boy. They had it in mind that, oh, you know what? He made some cheap money somewhere, probably. It's time for us to also blow that cheap money. They took him from one courthouse to the other. Tried, in quotes, to save him from the extradition. But none of that stood the test of time. Radio presenters, TV hosts also blew some of the money, the alleged stolen money. Today, Abu Trica, whilst he was being bundled up here, his lawyer was abroad, and he made it known to us clearly that he was not in the country at the time that that pronouncement was made at the High Court. This is Oliver Barker-Vormawor. What was he doing abroad? What was he out there doing? He posted it on Facebook himself. What did he say he was doing? Where was Oliver Barker-Vormawor? This was what he posted. Mon amour, my love. Amidst the smiles and all that. My brother, I will not moralize it on him. He deserves to be happy. But if in my predicament, my lawyer posts a photograph like this, he's not my lawyer. If in my predicament, if I am going through hell, bundled from one point to the other, and my lawyer, amidst all this, posts this beautiful photograph, I think that I will think twice next time I am going to employ this guy as my lawyer. He's my brethren. I speak with him time after time. But the truth is the truth. This is what he posted. Mon amour. In French, my love. And the smiles are hot. This could have waited. This could have waited. Did it wait? Well, the other lawyers granted an interview after they had heard the to and fro. And what did they say? Did they say it was a travesty of justice? We, Abu Trica's lawyers, had no idea he had already been extradited to the US. It is a travesty of justice. The lawyers, they were those who started the case. Remember that Gold Coast hairstyle guy? And all these people, before Oliver Barker-Vormawor came in. Did Oliver make this guy's case worse? We remember what he wrote out on Facebook, accepting that, in fact, he actually took some portion of the money that they were all claiming he was innocent of. At the end of the day, there's a certain phenomenon called the poison tree. When you eat one fruit of a tree that is poisoned, utiate, it doesn't matter whether you have eaten 10 fruits or swallowed the whole tree, as long as you have touched even the leaf of a poison tree. Utiate. As it stands right now, the lawyers are still complaining. What are they saying? Watch this.
Mommy, any comments here has been extradited?
What's in your course?
But you've heard your client has been extradited. Any comments?
Okay, let me call you back. That's what we heard. It's in the media. We've not gotten any press release by the official, be it Ministry of Interior or the Judicial, Ministry of Justice, the Attorney General's office. So we don't know. But I mean, if it is so, there's a travesty of justice and a disrespect to our judicial system. That's all I was saying.
All right, thank you.
It's a travesty of justice and disrespectful behavior to our judicial system. Oliver Barker-Vormawor has put out an address, as usual, on Facebook. Oral address to the wind, what the court refused to hear in the matter of Abu Trica. One, may it please the court. I rise this morning with a question I had hoped never to carry into this room. What is the point of justice? Two, I ask it not as a matter of being impolite, but as a matter of record, because the conduct of the Republic in this matter has pressed the question into my hands and left me no honest way to see it down. Your Honor will recall that we last stood before this court. We came ex parte seeking an order to restrain the removal of Mr. Frederick Kumi from the jurisdiction until his application could be heard. This court, mindful of the liberty of the individual and mindful equally of the sovereignty of the state, declined to make an interim order. The court directed that the matter proceeded unnoticed so that the state would be heard before any order touching it was made. We did not quarrel with that direction. We accepted it. We accepted it because we came to this court in good faith. And because we assumed that same good faith, on every side. Four, I also pressed the court as to the difficulties we were having in having access to our client, that we had written to the Attorney General to grant us access to Mr. Frederick Kumi, and that request had not been ceded to. We contacted the Interpol division of the Ghana Police Service, which had custody over him. They told us they did not have him in their custody. We contacted the lawyer on record representing the Attorney General. He failed to respond to our request, even though the message was delivered. This court again expressed grace and stayed its hand. The court directed that we should make all private attempts to get the Attorney General to grant us access to our client, and that if that fails, this court would grant an order for us to see the client the next morning. On the client's direction, we went to the AG's office, searched for the lawyer on record, to no avail. We reported back to the court that these attempts had failed, but the court in its continuous grace decided against the order and directed that we appear today at 11 a.m. Yesterday, we found out through whistleblowers that he had been sent to the police hospital to conduct the preparation to take him out of the country. We put people on standby, surveilled their vehicle, and realized that he was being held in BNI custody. So yesterday, myself and 3 other lawyers followed up to the BNI headquarters, and after hours of waiting, we were told that our request to see him was approved. So we should proceed to Blue Gate, where he was being kept. When we got there, we were told that it was too late and they wouldn't grant us access. They told us to come back the next day, today. This morning, on our way to the BNI, we found that Frederick Kumi had been removed at 7 a.m. I must now tell this court what has reached us since this matter was set down. And I believe since I entered this room, Well, the public press this morning reports that Mr. Frederick Kumi was removed from the jurisdiction earlier today aboard Delta Airlines Flight 157, an aircraft that departed at 6 minutes past 9 o'clock. I do not ask this court to take the report as proved upon my word. I invite the state, which alone holds the truth of it, to rise and tell the court plainly whether it is so. That's it away. It's a lengthy epistle. And as he said, he's saying it into the wind. You say, my brother, my sister, this is Oliver Barker-Vomao. I think that Abu Trica's lawyers put up a good fight. It's one of the longest extradition, fights we have seen in this country. And I think that they shouldn't be too embarrassed that this is happening. Maybe the weight of Abu Trica's alleged crimes were too heavy for them to handle. But whatever it is, we will keep our ears on the ground and innocent, may you walk. But if it is otherwise, may you suffer more than Job. It's the black pot, aka Kukushonemo. And here, we speak truth to power. Details. Finally, Abu Trica lands in America at 3:34 p.m. EDT. Putting a comma between finally and Abu Trica. Details. Finally, Abu Trica lands in America at 3:34 p.m. EDT. My brother, my sister, Frederick Kumi is his given name. He became a powerful socialite, flaunting money on social media. He came all the way from Swedro. He was known around the length and breadth of that small, beautiful town called Swedro. He came from very humble beginnings into this kind of fame on social media. He had money all over him wherever he went. And on social media, he had money packed around him as if he operated a private bank in his room. This is Frederick Kumi, a.k.a. Abu Trica, the master trickster. Some people say he's a wankster, but he says he's only a guy